Hi guys, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Catherine and I tell true stories and facts. And thanks to my new subscribers. My topic today might be a little bit controversial for the spa owners or people managing spas. And my question, after working for 17 years in the spa industry, is: should guests visiting the spa for massages be given gender-specific therapists? For example, if you're a man and you're coming for a massage in a spa, should you be given a male therapist to work on you? Or is it okay to have a female therapist? And vice versa. But of course, the female are never given male therapists, but the male therapists are normally given female therapists. For what? If you look at the spas that have female working on female only and male working on male only, their revenues tend to be very low or slow growing, very slow. And so the owners decide that the female will do the male to get more revenue. But what's behind this female doing the male massages that makes the spa get more revenue? What is the difference? Having worked in the spa, the male will tell me, I need a female touch, not a male touch. But if you look at the meaning of a massage, you want to relieve stress. Can't your fellow man relieve your stress? You want to relieve stiff muscles. Can't your fellow man do that? You want to remove some knots. Can't your fellow man do that? Can the fellow man do reflexology on you? Or is it what you want to see makes you more relaxing? Or are spas like models for selling cars? Generally, I believe if you are going to have a treatment in a spa and you know really what a treatment is all about, I think any gender will do, not specifically a female. Look at the Gulf. The Gulf, they have said it like, male will only do male massages, female will only do female massages. I mean, the guest will be female, but that has been broken. The front desk will be told, just say the massage of male to male, female to female. But that's not the case. When the male walk in without calling, they'll be given female so that they return. So what really happens that if a male guest is given a female, they will return? Well, this is a disclaimer. Not all guests coming to the spa are looking for some other sort of satisfaction. They call it happy ending. Like a therapist finishes massage and makes you happy at the end. By all means, what happiness are you going to make in a room that has dim lights, relaxing essential oils, and soft music, just the two of you, with the guest lying half naked on a warm bed? Some even go to the extent of refusing to wear the disposable underwear that they're supposed to wear during the massage, and they want to be totally naked. So tell me, why will they come back Why would you get more customers if you are giving the male guest a female misuse? Let me give you one story of what happened to one therapist. But you know, sometimes managers are forced to do this because they're forced to meet the target or they will be replaced. But it says the mean does not justify the end. And some spa owners just want to make money. One time, one royal, you know, the royals in the Gulf, can ask for anything in a hotel or in a spa. And the managers are so scared. They believe that they have to give them what they desire at the cost of the safety of a therapist. So this is how it happened one day. One royal who was used to coming and having massage with any therapist that he wants, even in the villa, although there is a rule that a female therapist cannot do massage with a male therapist in a villa. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. And funny enough, some managers even go to the extent of breaking the rule. So this VIP guest who stayed in the villa for more than 30 days had massage on a daily basis, paying triple price because the female therapists were being sent into his room to do massage in his room. And they were not carrying the massage bed. That is the question mark now. You know, a massage bed is made in such a way that the therapist can go around it without removing hand contact with the guest. Because the rule of massage is you should always not let your hand off the guest in the process of the massage. You're always supposed to have your hand on the massage, not to lose contact. It's like, you know, it loses the pleasure of the massage. So the bed is made in such a way that they're supposed to rotate nicely with the hand still on the guest. But this is a double queen bed that they were using the massage for. And the massage will go on for hours and hours. A massage that is booked for 1 hour will go on for 3 hours. And the ladies will come out with a very nice tip. You know, a tip of 30,000 Kenyan shillings if you calculate. That is people's salaries. And then the same VIP will even have massage with a staff who was not a therapist, but a staff taking care of a retail shop who has no experience totally with massage. So these are just some of the things that managers go to the extent of making revenue in spas. And this is a disclaimer, not all spas are like that. We have some genuinely good spas working professionally, but still, you will find somebody in the staff who will want to make extra money for herself or for himself in spas. So it happened that this VIP never showed up during his booking time. He did not come to the spa. Guests are calling, other guests are calling, want the same therapist, but no, they're being turned away because the therapist has been booked by this VIP. And suddenly he calls and tells the manager, I want the therapist to come to my place, which is not supposed to be, but the manager obliges. And the therapist is kind of morally upright, so she refuses. She says, no, this can't be. And the manager convinces her that, no, I will be outside the door in case anything happens. So the therapist finally agrees. So they go very far, very far. She enters this room. There is no massage bed. It was going to be a Thai massage, so they did not need a massage bed anyway, but at least it's done on the floor with a mat, because the client sits and the therapist does some stretches on him. The moment she walked in, she sees a lot of piles of money thrown all over the bed. Was he counting the money, or was it in preparation for her? She wonders. She tells him to get ready, and funny enough, he has the TV that shows, the screen that shows all the areas of his complex. And she happens to see the manager, who had told her that he will be right outside the door. Very far. She couldn't even make out what part of the complex it was, but it was somewhere in the trees. That's where he was. I'll be right next to the door. So what did he want? Was he encouraging the guest to misbehave? Yet he knew very well the personality of this guest. Was he selling his stuff? So the man picks the money, throws it on the ground, on the mat that he's going to have his Thai massage. This story was told by the therapist herself to me. So he throws the money on the mat. The therapist asks, "What this for? What this for?" He says, "For you, if you do good, if you do what I want." So she says she came for massage. She will be paid her salary. And of course, this cannot be a tip, a bunch of money like this as a tip, and a tip is not given before the massage. So she starts to do her Thai massage. It includes holding the guy, and when the guy is held, you hold the guy so that you turn him to stretch his stiff bones, and he grabs her. So she releases herself, and he tries another move, touches her thigh. So she tells him to stop or she will leave. So he stops a bit, and he continues with the same approach. Warns him again, and he does it again. So she stands up and she walks towards the door, but he picks up the money and tries to give her. She refuses. Funny enough, the door is locked. How did he do it? She is scared. So she starts to run around the room, which has furniture. He's following behind, thinking, oh, she's spicing it up. Stands behind the furniture, still following her. Moves around the room until he was tired. He was an old man heading to his 70s, but still thinks he's youthful and can do all these nasty things to anyone, because the first time he stayed in the same place, in a resort where this spa belongs, he had all access to what he needed. So he was thinking it's the same. He was asking for more, but this time at his home. She ran all around the room until he was exhausted. So he sat down and said, okay, go. The lady left very fast. He opened the room and she left very fast, not looking behind. The manager seemed to be very embarrassed when they were going back. He didn't even ask any question, because first he knew the massage was too short, nothing might have happened, but he asked her, did he tip you? Did he tip you? Meaning in his head, he's thinking that she must have done something very fast and she got paid and left, so she didn't need to do a massage. But he wasn't tipped himself, because he was used to getting tipped when the therapists do something. He also gets his share. One wonders if he was pimping. Another case is one manager will take a guest, a female guest, straight to the massage room that is not booked on the system. As in, the room is just blocked, but the massage You wonder, why is the room blocked? I once escorted a guest who wanted a specific manager in particular. So he told me, come, escort the guest to this room. So I obeyed. I'm escorting the guest to that room. And he's following behind. So I wonder, why tell me to escort the guest to a particular room and you follow behind? You know what he did? He entered the room and I saw a male there. They exchanged money and the guest entered. So the guest did not have to pay at the reception because he had already paid the manager. The manager was a pimp, in other words, a pimp selling the stuff. So one wonders, should spas be gender specific? Or should spas be allowed to make revenue in whatever way they want? Even in the most strict countries, they somehow find a loophole to make extra money. And the therapists, some of them will fight over male guests because the guest is handsome. They have grown to be fond of this guest. They have some attachment to they get attached to the guest. And when another therapist does, it causes friction. So tell me, if you look at most spas, most of the guests are male. Everywhere. Most of the guests coming for massage are male because they're having massage with female. If you like my content, like, share, and subscribe, and put in the comments what your thoughts are. Ciao.